I'm working on a card game called Manafront. Manafront is a digital card game, and this is the second episode in which we're going to talk about the technical consideration and aspects of developing such a game. So far, what we have are two clients that they send action to the server, and the server instantly, live, updates the clients for the results of those actions. You can have game states, and the game state are the input to the server, and then you have the actions. The action tells you that you should update the game state. What's important here is you can imagine the server almost being a function that takes game state, inputs the actions, and then gives you a result, the new game state. And why do we think about this as a function? It's because we want this to be deterministic. We want it to be that for the same game state and the same input, you are always going to have the same result. But now we have this foundational game engine. We think about it abstractly as being a function. What about cards? Cards do different things. So for example, they have health, they have an attack, they have a cost, they have a name, and so on and so forth. But cards also have effects. This is one of the most fun and dynamic things of any card games. When you play a card, this card has some effect. Something happens after you play the card. But there are multiple effects, and there are multiple cards. You don't want to have 100 cards and having 100 different files in which you write exactly what happens or what doesn't happen. This would be very hard to maintain, to debug, and to check for errors. What you want to have is a representation that you can interpret, that your engine can interpret, and can resolve what happens upon these effects. In the Manafront case, we can think about each effect as divided in different parts. One that tells you upon these triggers, for example, when you play a card, then you should do this with this specification. For example, you should deal damage to what? A specific target. This way you can encode in any card an abstract effect. And yes, these two parts are the foundation of the games. You have a server, judge, which is like a function that takes game state and actions. The actions are defined upon cards, and those cards have a specific grammar, so they can be flexible and you can write as many as you want in an easy way without adding so much code. And yeah, this is the second architectural video. Hopefully it's interesting. I think it has been very cool to investigate and how to make things like reliable, scalable, modular. Maybe it seems like it's not important, but here when you're the only one working on something, it's very important to have a way that it's simple but also flexible for you to go onward. And yes, let me know if you have any questions or you find it interesting. Would you approach this in different ways? What do you think about the technical challenges of a card game? Let me know more. See you next time.
Cards on the table, rules in the air. Balancing this game, it's a wild affair. Manafront's a puzzle, but we're pulling hair. Play tasting chaos, who even cares?